Cole Bedford on the cut break. Well, I say that. I'm still not sure what he's trying to do, but whatever he's doing, well, that's not worked.
Can we call this the chaos break?
It's almost like, because he's hit that 3 times now, I think, and he's hit the second ball once and the front ball twice, and one of them went in off. I've just, similar to Cole's expression really, I'm just a little bit dumbfounded.
Yeah, because you don't get that crunch on the pack either, and yes, they've split, and it's a big opportunity for Kris already for take these hours out. He's played a poorish shot to start with, but he's got the one over the pocket to get back in pole position. He just wants to, the gap between the 8 ball and the yellow, he needs to get the cue ball landing between the gap off their shot, and then he would be perfect.
Well, you can see he tried it, just a fraction overplayed. He actually mentioned that, didn't he, in his interview at the start of the night, where he plays an awful lot of shots with check side to sort of, that's what he uses a lot in his sort of natural patterns, and just struggles a little bit to get the control on that check side on these tables. The conditions are super slidey out there with the super slick cloth, etc., etc. Won't grip as much as maybe a sort of ordinary club table would.
And he's tried to land in that gap again, but he's just not, as you said, it's not gripped as much as he would like, and he's come a bit, he's very awkward now, and I don't see how he can get out, because the shot he's got to play here with, pop the one in the middle with a trace of right hand side, so he'll use the red on the rail and clip off it thin and back out into that gap that we talked about earlier in the finish. So it's there. And see how he played it with the right hand side to just check it back off the red. He's played it a lot more pace, but I think he's been fortunate, and he's
got the gap here. He's actually got the gap here, and the position he's been looking to get in all frame, he now really can do. Oh, what a lucky boy. Yeah, that's nice. And it was this gap that he's been looking for since ball 1.
Yeah, but with being hampered on the red, I'm not sure he can pot this yellow and sort of manoeuvre the cue ball enough to sort of be on it. So where the yellow is, he's got to somehow try get the cue ball in that line, because I don't think he can get low. So he's asking for a lot to be on this yellow after.
Well, he's played the other side of the gap, tried to get high on it, because in an ideal world, unhampered, you can probably roll through there a little bit, maybe do a little bit of manipulation. That's where he wanted to be, to roll through, to have the yellow waiting bottom left. I don't know if he's got any form of real shot on here.
Yeah, and everything's sort of going Cole's way so far tonight. Every time he's coming to the table, he's just got pick the table apart, really.
Oh, he's not, has he? Good old-fashioned hitting Kris for Kris Hampson, but nothing doing.
No, and I think we can just see Cole pick these apart and sort of take his time, and just, he's played a nice shot there, and you see he's landed on the rail to give himself an angle to get back out. What Cole will be thinking is, he hasn't had to, he's got another few gears to go, and
oh, he can go to like gear 11, this lad.
Yeah, he's not dropped any frames, or he just seems in complete control. But you say, people say sometimes, like, when you win that title, I'm not saying this sort of bottling it against Cole, but it brings that little, you earn that right to where people make mistakes against you, because you become a scalp.
Yeah, he'll be thinking, I thought it's worth, I completely agree, but he'll be thinking, where was that aura at the Pro Series a couple of weekends ago, where he got bumped out in both first rounds, first poke. He's honest enough in our interview earlier. He said the game against Shaun Ash he didn't deserve to win, didn't play particularly well, but his second event, first round, Joe Prince was his opponent. Cole played well, didn't get the rub, and out you go. But you can see he's playing well at the moment. Looks really sharp tonight, does Cole, actually. He's been helped, of course he has, because he's had opponents who've broken down, but actually it's the fact that he's been so solid and hasn't even really looked particularly close to making too big a mistake that is to his credit, really.
Yeah, and he hasn't got your sort of natural cue action as such compared to other players and cue sport players. You see as he delivers, his body slightly drifts over as he delivers the cue, but by all means it does go through straight, and he's a great potter and shot maker of the game.
Yeah, it's far from textbook. You'd never ever teach that, but there's so many great players in so many different cue sports who sort of figure out how to pot a ball on their own before they're coached, and all of a sudden, well, you're not taking that away, are you?
Kris has had a good cut breakdown tonight, and he's taken a lot of pace out, and he's playing it with a lot of control. He gets the ball again, and he had the 8-ball tracking.
It's almost like a tepid kind of a break, isn't it?
Yeah. Say, you watch the replay, and there's not a lot of movement going on the pack, but he keeps getting a ball, and he's got a tough opening shot. It's a gettable shot on yellows to the top right-hand corner, and if he gets the shot, he should be out.
Yeah, first ball's massive hit. Links to his biggest problem as well. Oh, don't miss it though. I have to say, that's a poor one for Kris. I fancied him there.
Again, it's just another one falling into Cole's hands, and he's got very little work to do. The only bit of hope that Kris has got is the yellow that's closest to where the 8-ball would be on the break spot. That's the one where Cole's going to have an awkward shot to get on it. He's not played the first shot well. He may have to take the long yellow now into the bottom right-hand corner and just come over to the yellow that I talked about was the awkward one.
Yeah, this is absolutely a reroute. Rerouted beautifully though. I'd love to have been just bounced off the cushion a fraction.
Yeah, the cue ball's travelling again, and I think we could see another reroute from Cole and take the one at the top of the table and top spin off the top rail.
Try and come down a similar line to what he wanted to in the first place. He could even go bottom left. It looks like that's the shot he's favouring at the moment. No, it will be to the bottom right, sticking with plan A. But we're going to look at plan C again. Calls the extension.
Chaos in the commentary box.
Absolutely. You sometimes say it about sort of maverick sort of footballers, like even they don't really know what they're trying to do, and that's what makes them so dangerous. You sometimes think that with Cole sometimes. Yeah, he's landed funny again. Great pot, but this is tricky. I think there's an element where you just have to sort of take your medicine a bit here, land underneath the awkward yellow in the triangle area and just take it high. He's come round. It's been a lovely shot there.
Yeah, I think the yellow goes into the bottom left, so he's controlled that really well.
Yeah, it's a really lovely shot.
As we see, it does go, and he's not got any work to do with the cue ball, so we should be looking at a 2-0 Cole.
See there, feels like he's pretty okay with the 8-ball. It looks tight, but close enough to the jaw and far enough away from the cushion that this is fairly makeable.
I can't believe that's gone in after it's glanced off the red.
Yeah, got away with one, didn't he? I don't think Cole could believe it.
If we can get the replay.
wishes our producer's command, I can tell you, Liam. Here you go.
See this, watch the yellow just glance off the red. When it's going your way.
It's going your way.
Yeah. And on another night, and that's why he's shaking his head. He can't believe he's managed to get out with that shot.
And the thing is, this is where we talk about Cole's mannerisms, is if you're in Kris's chair, you're a little bit annoyed that he's got away with one. You think, oh, this guy got a bit lucky there. But you're constantly reminded of it by the way that Cole's acting in the other corner.
Yeah,
and it's not gamesmanship, that's just who he is, but it is quite funny to watch the two reactions there. Yeah, this time it's the cut break, that hybrid break that Cole's hitting. But he's still breaking dry. It's testament really to the fact that Cole Bedford is around 6 frames straight. I don't think he's had one successful break.
No, and I think he's doing this on purpose, because I think he's just saying to all the players, please go first and I'll just mop up. And again,
I still haven't figured out if he's front ball breaking or cut breaking, by the way. I think we're 50-50 now. Kris is going game. This is what he does.
Yeah, again, it's just not happening. And the more balls that Kris pots here, Cole's just sitting in his chair waiting for another opportunity. And if he ends up going 3-0 up, then there isn't going to be enough time left in the match for Kris to reply, I don't think, and Cole puts himself on the hill for go through the group. I think sometimes here, I think Kris just needs to accept and just pull out a little bit. As you say, that's not Kris's way.
Oh, that red's just come far up enough so that the 8 ball's still accessible. There is some serious lifting to be done here on yellows, though. Got 2 yellows that are tricky. This is one of them. He's going to double this. Oh, no, my apologies, it cut. He's going to go digging, get the shovel out.
Yeah, he's got a big shot here. I mean, I don't expect him to get it, but if he can hit the yellow and pot it, he can go straight into the red, and the red will be firing into the 2 that are stuck together on the rail. Anything could happen here.
Well, he got that little cannon that you talked about perfect, but the yellow wasn't particularly close.
Yeah, and it's sort of like he's not gained anything on the frame, but Cole can just bide his time. He's 2-0 up, there's 7 minutes left. Cole doesn't need to do the work, Kris needs to force it, so just play safe.
Yeah, and despite what you might believe or might interpret, Cole is definitely not daft, and he is absolutely going to just wait his turn in this frame. Kris has made a rod for his own back here.
And now he's going, which I don't understand why the shot before he didn't play it with a lot more pace, because once you've committed, you've got to go. Kris here, he's going to play this with the tracer side and come up near the middle of the table. And what he needs is leave an angle on this yellow down the rail, which is perfect to just flick in again, like you said, with the tracer side. And he's going into the pack.
Oh, he's unlucky. Great effort. Oh, a familiar face, Liam.
Yeah, he was looking after him.
That is White Jr. watching on. As Cole with a good chance here to clear up on reds. Good opportunity to mention, actually. He played in his very first Ultimate Pool Tour a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? As part of the brand new Next Gen series. What was the feedback like? I saw you there at that weekend. It looked like Teddy was having the time of his life, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he just loves being a part of the pool community and the environment. And to be honest, with it being his first tournament, it was a big learning curve for him. and it was great to see so many juniors there, but it just highlighted the strength and depth on the next gen series. And
15-second shot clock.
What the big benefit that's come is he's come away and he knows what he's got to work on, what ability or level he's got to get to before he can start challenging for the tournaments.
Yeah, I think he'd definitely be on the younger side of a lot of players in that next gen tournament. I think the winner was, I think 16, 17, which is, you know, that's a lot of years on 𝗬𝗁𝗃 there.
Yeah, of course there is, but at the same time, there's some unbelievable players, and a shout out to like Lucas Earnshaw, for instance, 10 years old, and he got to the semi-final, which is unbelievable. And hopefully Lucas and Teddy will be playing each other in plenty of finals in the years down the line, but everyone's got an opportunity, and it's good that 𝗨𝗪𝗆 are putting these platforms on for all these players. Cole's a bit awkward here.
Yeah, he is. Wanted to be the other side of this red. It looks like he's going into the pack, which is not really what he wanted to do. He could just try and kill it, and it falls in. He's actually played a really good shot there. It looks like he's almost missed, but he had to almost miss to land the cue ball there.
Yeah,
but he's still awful on it.
He's just wondering whether he's going for a chaos shot, but the cue ball could be close to the corner here. He's handed the frame to Kris. He's just got to play one nice cannon, just clip the yellow in.
That was all off one shot from Cole, where he's just slightly offline. Wrong side of straight on the red, and just made it difficult. Oh, how would you like this?
Yeah, and everything's just sort of... Cole's not getting punished for his mistakes. He's punishing the other mistakes. And he's still yet to lose a frame, and this isn't easy for Kris.
Got to play it 2 seconds. Oh, that was so missable on that sort of shot clock. So missable, and Cole is going to get away with it.
And this is for 7-0.
Yeah, on the night. Crazy.
But it's always a good feeling if you're winning matches not playing your best.
Yeah, it's the old cliche. It works in this sport as well as any other. It's what champions do. Tom Cousins isn't the best player in the world just because his A game is so great. It's because his C game's capable of beating players. And 𝗏𝗃𝗵 Bedford able to find a way through in that frame. Don't get me wrong, got a bit of chunk of luck in that one, but it just goes to show as well, only takes one bad shot and all of a sudden you bang under it, even on finishes where like that, where Cole's got complete control and reds are all there. It just takes one bad shot out of line, all of a sudden you're not getting out.
Yeah, and like if Cole would have been punished on that frame, Kris could have been coming to the table, a couple of minutes to left, 2-1 down, and
He game back on.
He game back on, and he's back in pole position to top the group. But now this match seems to have got away from him, and but Cole will know he's playing the top seed in his last match. So by no means has he won the group all. Greg is more than capable of beating him in the last to take a 6 red.
Yeah, and I think actually, I'd probably be right in saying that Greg Batten was actually a bit of a Cole Bedford fan in this match, because what it will do is sort of make things really simple for Greg's last match. Beat Cole, you get a 6-race shootout. If Cole wins this, Kris also could be a part of that by nature of winning his first match. We could have a 3-way 6-race shootout here. That option feels very alive. It would need Greg to beat Cole, Kris to beat Matt in the final round of fixtures, and you know, those two results feel very possible when you say them out loud. Is that going to drop in? Not quite. Is there time for a late twist? Don't really think there is. Kris is a very quick player, but he's going to need one rapid clearance, probably a couple of golden breaks. He's going to give it a go for us, which nothing else, it's always good entertainment.
Yeah, he's leaving his hard ball to last though. This has been some shot to get on it.
Oh,
he's perfect.
there you go, there's some shot to get on it. That's a hell of a dig from Kris Hampson. Playing at this sort of speed, that's an unbelievable out. Fantastic.
Yes, well done.
Tapping my knee here in the commentary box. That was a fabulous out from Kris Hampson. Probably, sadly for him, going to be too little too late. 27 seconds left. That is tied with the quickest ever break and run. So he's going to realistically need 2 breaks of a golden variety. One break and 1 duck would tie the match for him. But yeah, Cole Bedford can sort of smile through the pain a little bit.
It just shows how big that last jagger was in the last frame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cole's trying to do the maths.
Frame 5.
This is definitely a cut break.
Oh, what's he doing?
Is he breaking 3rd ball down here? Oh, he's tap broke. What a terrible boy. What a terrible boy. Unbelievable. Legal break. He got 3 balls over the centre line to fulfill the 3-point rule. Look at that face. Like butter wouldn't melt. You villain. Handshakes are in. The match is over. Cole Bedford is in the shed with 2 wins out of 2. Kris Hampson is still very much alive tonight. 6-red shootout available to him, and maybe even a 3-way 6-red to end this evening. Lots of options still available. Our final round of fixtures is coming up in a moment.